Well, it's been 1 year since I got the Voigtlander 35 1.4 Nokton Classic lens. And, well, I've got a few things to say about it. So the manual lenses are kind of like a niche, and not everybody shoots with manual, but the people who do usually do appreciate the experience you're getting from shooting manual lenses. I've been into Voigtlander for like over a year. I purchased the 35 1.4 Nokton Classic because it's one of my favorite focal lengths, the 35mm, so I kind of like, chosen the one that suits me best. And since I really like the lenses with a character, I've chosen the Voigtlander because of its unique rendering and unique bokeh. So how was my year with the Voigtlander? Actually, this lens performed pretty good, and I was surprised because I heard many negative reviews, opinions about the Nokton Classic 35 1.4, and I decided to try myself because I really liked the rendering when I saw it on the internet, on the sample pictures. I decided to get the Sony E mount lens because I don't like adapters, and the classic mount suits this camera really well, and I think it's better for the overall performance, because when you get the M mount and you put it through the adapter, you will get that more hazy and not that sharp image. Anyway, I got the E mount, and I think this lens performs splendid on this. It's really sharp, and you get that dreamy image on 1.4, but when you switch to like 1.7 or f2, you get a very proper lens. And since it's a full frame lens and you can use it on the full frame camera, it really gets you the most of that Voigtlander character, especially for portraits, because this lens is, well, mostly designed for street photography and for portraits because of its unique rendering and very soft corners. So if you want to use it for landscape or any kind of photography that you need that sharpness all over the image, it's probably not the lens for you. But it's a really cool lens to work with, because the experience you get from working with a manual lens is actually very rewarding when you get the focus and when you get this vintage-like image. My year with the Voigtlander 35 1.4 was actually a very good one. I managed to take a lot of good pictures, especially portraits, which turned out to be very moody, very classic looking, and I didn't have any major issues with this lens, especially regarding the sharpness or the image quality. Like I said, the image quality is very good at 1.7. If you don't want that dreamy 1.4 look, you should, just go to the upper f-stops, and it will give you a really nice, clear and contrasty image. I've been working like 1 year with this lens and I had absolutely no issues. It's still working as it was when I bought it, and the aperture ring and the focusing ring work flawlessly, so I haven't got any issues so far. And the Voigtlander actually has one of the best customer support. They usually give you some replacement for the time of repairs, and actually my friend got one of the 1.2 lenses when his Voigtlander broke, and he sent it to Voigtlander to fix it, and they sent him this lens for testing I think it was 41.2 or something like that. So it's really cool. They give you 3 years warranty, so you get plenty of time to work with this lens and not be afraid if it's gonna broke. And during that year, I actually thought about selling this lens at one point, because I thought it's a really specific lens, so I'm not using it all the time, and it's definitely not a lens for some serious work. Well, maybe you can use it as a wedding photographer for those vintage-looking, moody portraits during the couple sessions, maybe not during the live photography when you have to rely on a fast autofocus. But if you are confident in shooting manual, this lens will perform really good and it will give you a really nice results. So during that year I thought to myself, why do I need a $700 lens? Especially if I'm not using it very frequently. And yeah, and I thought that I should sell it, and I actually put it on the sale on one of the internet portals, and I immediately withdraw the auction because I thought that I'm gonna regret that, and I'm really happy that I didn't sell this lens, because it gave me a lot of joy and really good pictures that I actually enjoy looking at after this year. And I think this lens is absolutely worth the price. And especially you can get it for like $400 in mint condition, still on the warranty, I presume. This lens will give you a lot of good pictures and a lot of good memories. I'm not gonna sell it, definitely. After 1 year, I'm sure of that. I really like this lens. I really like to use it as an everyday lens when I just go for a walk or for a short trip. And this lens is actually one of my favorites. After 1 year, I can confidently say it's one of my favorites. For me, the downside is the lack of weather sealing. Actually, after 1 year, I've discovered that there's like 2 or 3 small particles of dust inside the lens, so it's impossible to get it out without disassembling the lens. But well, since I'm shooting like mostly from f1.7 to f4, f5.6, I actually don't care about the dust inside the lens. So I think this lens is definitely worth buying by people who like portrait photography like me and who like street photography. So that's my opinion on the Voigtlander Nokton Classic 1.4 after 1 year of use, and I'm still gonna use this lens, and I really recommend this lens if you are into portraits and street photography. Keep on shooting, and see you next time.